Welcome back to the third episode of TVT Nation with Roman Vladimirsky. I am the one and only Roman Vladimirsky. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. I figured if I'm going to be trying to convince you to move to Lower Westchester County, I felt like it was only right for me to share with you why I moved to Lower Westchester County after living practically my entire life in the Bronx. I came to this country with my family in 1991 when I was about a year and a half years old. We immigrated from the Ukraine, and from that point on, we pretty much lived our entire lives in the Bronx. We lived in huge elevator buildings, 2 or 3 bedrooms. It was me, my mom, and my brother. Every time we would walk out, we'd walk out right onto the street, and there you'd see a sea of cars. It was city life. We played games like Manhunt and Stickball. I bet you all you suburban kids have no idea what Stickball is. We had some of the best pizza and Chinese food at our disposal. And then all of a sudden in 2014, my mother says to us, "We're moving to New Rochelle." And needless to say, I was devastated. In 2014, it was my mother's dream to buy a house. And at that point, she was dating a great man whose name was Ray. And they decided to make the move up here because Ray was from New Rochelle. He grew up here his entire life. And they wanted to buy a house together. So who was I to stop them? So 3 years ago, I proposed to my wife, and we decided that we needed to find a place to live. It was time to get out of the parents' house, and we decided to start looking. She was from the Bronx, I'm from the Bronx, but we also wanted to, have a little change in our lives and start something fresh. So we were looking in neighborhoods such as Portchester, Bronxville, Larchmont, and we eventually settled on New Rochelle. We loved all of these areas in Lower Westchester, but the main reason we finally settled on New Rochelle because we finally found a complex that we loved. The apartment layout was awesome. We had to do no work. It's a nice open concept. Everything is renovated and we absolutely love it. So everyone always asks me, why did I decide to live in New Rochelle, Scarsdale area? And the honest truth is that I have grown up obsessed with Beverly Hills, and New Rochelle and Scarsdale is the New York version of Beverly Hills. So I just realized I had to live there. The reason why I think Scarsdale and New Rochelle area are the Beverly Hills of the East Coast, so to speak. I mean, just look at their real estate taxes. I saw a house the other day where the real estate taxes were $250,000 a year. $250,000 a year, that's insane. And as a realtor, I love driving around and seeing all the great homes. I love the vibe of the city. I love walking down the streets and just seeing all these different boutique shops. And I just love the celebrity feel that I get when I'm here. A lot of these homes, have some of the most affluent people who live in them. And it's just something that I knew that I wanted to be a part of. So now let's talk about some of the practical and more fun elements that make up of what is New Rochelle. Alana and I love going out to eat. So New Rochelle has a lot of fun places where we love to go eat, such as Posto 22, the Wooden Spoon, and so much more. And it's even close by to some of the other towns like Scarsdale, where you can go and get the candlelight. You can go to Larchmont and get Lenny's. You can go to Bronxville and get Cole's Pizza. We love being centrally located to so many food options because, clearly look at me, we're eaters. We love to eat. New Rochelle is very unique in a sense where it has 2 different parts. It has southern New Rochelle, which is the downtown area, and then it has northern New Rochelle, which is the more suburban neighborhood area. In downtown New Rochelle, you can find New Rock City, which is awesome. It's got a bowling alley, it's got a movie theater, an arcade, it's got a double shot that shoots you right up into the air, and then you fall down. It's scary as hell. I would never go on it. Also in downtown New Rochelle, there are about 13 new developments. So if you're coming up from the city and you're looking for new construction condos or new rentals, southern New Rochelle is definitely the place for you to be. And what's beautiful about it, it's right on the water. It's right on the Long Island Sound. It's beautiful. And in northern New Rochelle, you go up and you have the more suburban neighborhoods, with the tree-lined streets and the cul-de-sacs. Perfect spot to raise a family. If you're unsure about coming up to Lower Westchester and you want to give it a test run, you're a city person, you love the city vibe, come check out downtown New Rochelle. The new rental complexes are stunning. They start at about $1,400, $1,500 a month, and it'll give you the city feel. You can live in a high-rise with a view of the water, with a view of the city. If you miss it so much, you can see it right from your window. It's definitely something that you might want to check out. And then after that, if you go to northern New Rochelle, you can also have your suburban feel with single family homes that give you a little bit more property taxes as well. The picket white fence, green shutters, all that good stuff. If you love the great outdoors like I don't, there is a perfect spot for you anywhere you go here in New Rochelle. Let's start with Glen Island Beach. There is a discount if you're a New Rochelle resident. If you're not a New Rochelle resident, you have to pay a little bit extra to get in, but it's a beautiful beach. Then we can go to the Hudson Yard for fishing. There's the Davenport area as well, which has a lot of beach clubs and marinas if you're looking to buy a boat or a jet ski. And then the Kensington Oval neighborhood is beautiful as well, so it's certainly something you would want to take a look at. Let's talk about the location itself and how it pertains to commuting, because majority of people commute. New Rochelle is centrally located. It's got the Hutchinson River Parkway and it's got I-95. And let's talk about me, for example. My wife is a teacher in the Bronx, so for her, she gets to work in about 15-20 minutes going down the Hutch. And me, I'm a realtor, so I commute everywhere. So it's great that I have so many highways around that I could just travel to many different areas in Lower Westchester, the Bronx, and Connecticut. Finally, the Metro North can get you to Manhattan in 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes, that's faster than even going on a car. So we've been living in our condo for about a year now. We could not be happier. We're 5 minutes away from both of our families, so by the time we have grandkids, it would just be an easy, boop, just drop them off right here, see you later. We love it. We're very close to the city where we go to every now and then, and we just, honestly, we couldn't be happier, and we look forward to raising our families here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the third episode of TVT Nation with Roman Vladimirski. I hope you learned a little something about New Rochelle and why I decided to move here. If you have any additional questions, just comment below. We're definitely going to get back to you. And make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss our videos next week and all the following weeks to come. TVT Nation, thank you, and we'll see you next week.